And of course, once again, giving thanks. Holy Manuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, and we're now continuing this whole cycle, and we're continuing the episode, the series, I should say, as we're dealing with the whole aspect of, the symbolic writings and the different metaphors and all of these different things. So this is basically part, what part we're in now? We should be in part 4. No, this is part 5. So we're now in part 5. This is the 5th part of the series that we've been doing, symbolic writings. And basically, what I want to do is to somewhat, I would say, summarize to a degree what we spoke of yesterday or previous night, but yet still clarify a lot of things and, more bring it home as towards the subject area. So blessed love again, it's an honor, Honorable Priest Kidemi Shalom Isaac. Very honored to be in your presence. Remember, this is Radio Anu, radioanu.com, the international flavor, the universal spice, and of course, the mystic vibration is ever joyful to be in your presence. Now, the program from previous night was obviously, as you have picked up, an interview that we did with our good friend Dave Lester Payne on his radio station, the Observer radio station. And, in Antigua, the time of Easter is really at hand. And I'm sure wherever you are, people are getting ready for the Easter celebration, the Good Friday, Easter, and all of that jazz. Now, what it is really, the whole ceremony, you already hear them planning for Easter Monday. They're going to be flying kites, and they'll be eating spare ribs and lamb chops and pork chops. All of this, they're already advertising that. They'll be having parties all around the island and killing swine and drinking rum. I mean, it's a strange kind of culture. The point is that, we're going into this solemn period. It's Holy Week and Holy Thursday coming up, and everybody's so holy. And all the meat eaters are eating fish alone, and nobody's doing this, nobody's doing that. But as soon as the Easter Sunday is done and Christ is resurrected and all of that stuff, they're just back to it. They're even advertising it now, letting you know, yeah, we'll be on the beach Monday and we'll be boogieing and getting down because the Lent is done, I'm telling you. So anyway, like almost anyone, any culture that is professed to be Christendom, anything like that, there's obvious this great misunderstanding of what is written, at least in the scripture, as it relates to the whole Easter and resurrection, crucifixion. Now, as I said, this is the 5th part. This is not going to be too lengthy, well, hopefully, but this is the 5th part of a series that we've been doing. And the series is entitled The Symbolic Writings, the 5th part. Now, as you know, we have a subscription open for anyone who would want to not just get the series, because we'll be doing other series. As soon as this is done, we're going to start another one. But of course, it is open for those who want to specifically subscribe. And this will entitle you to receive a copy of the recording of the Mystic Vibration every day. So like what you're listening to tonight, if you were one of the subscribers, by tonight, or maybe the latest for sure tomorrow morning, you would have this program in your inbox, and the program from last night, and the program for tomorrow night, so you'll be able to follow up on the series. So the fact that we have a series, that's why we're not gonna go over things, but we continue, yet still refreshing what we have already spoken of. That's the whole idea. So when we did that program yesterday with our good brother, and we were keeping in mind that we had a massive local audience. That's not an internet station as such, it's a local station, although it's on the internet. But here on the Mystic Vibration on Radio Anu, this is where we have our international audience. So knowing the culture that I am in and the people that I live around and grew up around. I know their mind frame and I know what they're planning and what they're going forward to. And as I said even yesterday on that program, I know the level of consciousness that is around. So you got to meet people basically where they are. So this is why I opened the scriptures now, the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And I showed the obvious to my brothers and sisters that there is a serious difference within the accounts given in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Nobody in the world, as I said yesterday, nobody in the world can deny this. In one account, it says that when Mary came and she alone came to the tomb, she alone came to the tomb, and when she came to the tomb was empty. Nobody was around, and she left the vicinity, she left the area, went for the disciples and told them, hey, the stone is moved away and the tomb is empty. And the disciples went back before her, and they went and inspected the tomb, and nothing was to be found, and they left. And when she came, she saw an angel inside sitting down, and he was the one that told her, go and check the disciples and tell them what's going on. And when she turned around, she bumped up into Christ, the Messiah, and she thought it was the gardener. And when she was ready to embrace him, he said, touch me not, touch me not. She was by herself. And then other gospels are telling you, hey, when they came, they who? You know, Mary and the other Mary, or two people. Yeah, and they came and the stone was rolled away, and the angel was sitting on the stone that rolled away the stone. Is that so? Yeah, man. And he told them, go inside and take a look, nobody in there. Go back and tell the disciples it's me. It is him that is risen, and he'll meet you at Galilee. And you know the whole story. And they went back and on their way back, they met the Messiah, and they held him by his feet and hugged him up and everything. And, you know, they spoke, and he told them, everything is cool. Don't worry. Everything's good. I'll see you again. Just go tell the disciples what the angels told you. So there's a serious difference there. One scripture says they came after the Sabbath and others with them. So we already calculated that's at least 4 people. It could be 100, but it's for sure no less than 4. No less than 4. It's not 3. It's not they came and somebody with them, or she came and others with them. It's they came, more than one, and others, more than one. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 is more than 1 plus every other number. They came, and others with them. And this is another thing. When they came, they saw 2 angels. Not 1, they saw 2. In the other gospel, they saw 2 as well, but they saw them standing up, and the others that saw the 2 saw them sitting down. And one set of they were afraid to go back and tell anybody anything, that they kept it to themselves. And another set was so happy that they went and told all the disciples. I mean, come on. So what I'm saying again, and I will highlight it again, I'm not sticking on the point, but I'm reinforcing it for serious clarity. That anyone that considers themselves a conscious individual, and you're a conscious biblical believing individual, because they got conscious people that don't have nothing to do with the Bible, and then there's another set of conscious people that will never, it seems like, even let go of the Bible. So as a conscious individual, and you meditate on that, you can only see that this is us writing. Again, this is us writing, performing, exhibiting our art in our original way of doing such, in its original form, the original craft. Again, this is why we highlight the Anansi Sem story, and highlighted his daughter Anansewa, which when you read the story of Anansi, why, again, that's why I highlight it as a craft within itself. That just like Anansi is not only a personality, but within itself a principle, so is his daughter Anansewa a principle. So these characters that are played out are principles. Yeah. So the principle of Christ, as the Christ would say, he dwells within you. That's it. He dwells within you. That relates to the whole Anansi cycle again, because Anansi, according to the West African tradition, dwells within you, because Anansi is every man. You see the science. Good. So the main point again is we cannot get away, or we should not divorce ourselves from the fact that as ancient people, we recorded and taught. Listen to me, this is the moral of the whole story, man. As ancient people, we recorded and we taught our history. Yes, our history, our theology, our culture, our moral principles. And I will separate it from theology and use the term our religion. And we did all of this, and I will repeat, including our history. And we did all of this in the form of allegorical storytelling. We did it in the form of dance. We did it in the form of song and artwork, be it carving, sculpting, or even painting, drawing. This is how we expressed ourselves through music, specific instruments. And listen to this, even in dramatical expressions, the theater, you would be invited in the motherland to come to a grand celebration. And then at the celebration, a play, a skit would be done for the audience. And within that skit, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or an hour, is the history, the rich history of the people. It could be an expression of the creation story, or even prophecy for the next 2,000 years was expressed in that skit. So when people make remarks like Marcus Messiah Garvey never gave any prophecy about Haile Selassie being crowned king, so where people get that idea, oh, he just had a skit once upon a time. Listen to this. Marcus Garvey had a skit once upon a time, a play. And in that play, there was a scene in the play where the Ethiopian king and the Ethiopian queen was crowned, and there was a big hurrah, and he was to be the liberator, but it was just a play. Imagine that. It was just a play. He never said so, And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I said on my brother's program yesterday. That our enslaver is accustomed to both read and write in a linear form. Very flat, plain, simple, cat, bat, rat, A, B, C, D. The opposite of, and this is the opposite of conjunction. Noun, verb, comma, full stop. Believe me, no man. Our enslaver, I'm telling you, reads and writes. That's our teacher, man. Reads and writes in a flat, dull, linear form. We don't do that. Our food has a lot of spice. So when you're accustomed to that bland, dead stuff and you eat our stuff, you wake up like, wow. And if you cannot control yourself, it's almost like an hallucinogen that hits you too hard. You get afraid and want to run away. You get afraid and want to run away. So this is why I'm saying now that our science, that's why Marcus Garvey could put on a play. That's Marcus Garvey, you know. And you know, regular person. That's Messiah Garvey, the Allmaker, the same John the Baptizer that shall return according to scripture and prophecy, the same Elijah according to the book of Malachi that shall come and turn the heart of the children and the heart of the fathers unto each other. Who did that? That's Messiah Marcus, Messiah Garvey. So when Messiah, the esoteric God, in all clarity, would express his words now in the ancient African art of the theater, because we have been so dumbed down. You see what kindergarten do to you? Look what kindergarten do to you. I'm not disrespecting anyone, eh? I'm not disrespecting anyone. And why I would point that out? Because there's some that have made this very same remark that I made prior about, you know, Garvey never said it was just a play. And some of these people, you could see them on documentaries, and they're you know, degreed, learned individuals, PhD and bachelor degree and all kind of degrees, you know, professor this and professor that. You see what I'm saying? But this is my point. That's why Christ, the man with no letters, this is my point. With all the professorship, no disrespect, with all the doctorship, with all the PhD, the MS and all the other DH and all the whatever they are, this is what kindergarten does to you. This is what pre-K does to you. This is what the television and the soap opera and the so-called junk food does to you. It makes you, with all your intelligence, come in front of a camera and a microphone and say that Marcus Garvey never said nothing about no king being crowned in Africa. He just put on a play. Well, when last have you been home? Yeah, you are the one that have been under the rock. And I will stress it. No disrespect to no one, because I'm speaking of us all. This statement goes to us all, because we don't understand that what Marcus Garvey was doing was speaking his mind. He was expressing himself. And even our enemy that is so lenient, dull and all of that, they understand that same craft and they express themselves in the movies. Do you think some of these stuff that you see in the movie and you get so, you know, frantic about, like, wow, did you see this movie? Did you see that movie? This symbol was in the movie. That symbol was in the movie. They said this in the movie. They say that in the movie. X, Y, and Z, boy, the movie. Boy, movie. The reality is, even within Hollywood or Hollywood, even within that circle, there's strong division amongst the killers in them. Oh yeah, you think everybody there just working? They're working together. They have a standing principle that they all stand by. These people have standing principles, you know. But that don't mean some of them are not enemy with one another. Man, they have husband and wife team that are enemy with one another, but because of standing principle. When Bill Clinton did what he did with Monica Lewinsky in the White House, I mean, almost any other woman would be done with that. I'm talking about Hillary Clinton. Almost any other woman would be done with that. But this is more than husband and wife business, brother. This is standing principles these people are keeping up. So it would be better for them to stick to whatever vow and oath they made till death they part. Not just to a preacher, man, but to an institution. They have a job to do. And for the benefit of the whole, they would sacrifice whatever it is, their own happiness, for the benefit of the whole, and even the long-term benefit of themselves. So nobody can tell me they don't have husband and wife team that are enemies with one another. So I'm just showing you, right in Hollywood, they got enemies. They're those that sit back and say, did you see what he put in his movie? I saw. They know they're not supposed to do that. Well, they're trying to make a point, Remember, they came to us and asked us for X, Y, Z, and we didn't give it to them. We need to teach them a lesson. Since they exposed that, you know what I'm going to expose? Come on, Tom, you wouldn't. Well, we got to. We can't make them think that they're the boss. But Tom, this is what Big Bill wants. He must be laughing all the way there in Switzerland. You know he likes when we expose these things. I'm going to do it. These Negroes are so dumb, they ain't going to pick it up. Man, I've been watching them. They're picking it up. Got to take my chance. We can't make Jeff do this to us. And this is how they talk. This is reality. And this stems from even, again, the folly days that people be keeping up. So they take their time and craft their movies. Trust me. As I was telling you, not just about Black Panther, as I was showing you about even the Kung Fu Panda and the Hoodwink, the Red Riding Hood. And a lot of them, especially those from the olden days, don't take those for granted at all. You know what I'm talking about, from the Sleeping Beauty to your Pinocchio and all the episodes of the Smurf. Yeah, their agenda is well coded within these pictures. So it's the same way that we now, follow me good, I want you to get what I'm saying. That on one side you have us from creation, using this science of coded messages and subliminal messages, and not to hide nothing from nobody as such, but yet to hide, but not from ourselves. But if you notice, when we tell our story, it's always with singing, always dancing, we always playing some kind of skit. There's just this energy of joy, because our expression was just of joy. So it was always crafty, and it was always subliminal, and had the undertone of the mythos, even our history. This is what I'm showing you. Now on the flip side of all of this now, he who likes to confuse, the confuser now, has taken that same science, like he and she has taken all the ancient science and mythos and stories and books and all these things and different types of lifestyle, and conscrewed it and brought it out in another form. Yeah, that's the same thing that has been done with this ancient science of writing and expression and art form. Again, your television programs, your Marvel and DC comic books, and your Disney and Hanna-Barbera, and these people from that day into this time. Oh, I'm telling you. And your Star Wars, the Return of the Jedi, and everything else you can sit and think about. There is a craft that is really designed around all of this. And it is our ancient craft that has been studied by the hyena. And the hyena has perfected his craft. And that is why he has the vast majority of the lions under this hypnotic spell that although they have so many degrees from the hyena school, they're still gonna look in your face and tell you, Marcus Garvey, the black tiger, never said anything about nobody getting crowned in Ethiopia. He just did a play. Wow. Man, that's like a home run there, man. You knocked me out with that. That's the point. That's exactly what he was saying. Have we been so far removed from who we are that not even a little simple thing like that we could pick up? That's my point. And Marcus Garvey said it out his mouth too, but I'm not leaning on that. I'm trying to stick to the point for us to understand how daft we have become, how void we have become in mind and thought, man. Talk about reparation. This is how you repair the nation. Those of us who fighting for reparation, we got to be thankful for those of us who are beginning the reparation process by repairing our thought, by repairing our way of looking at reality. When you understand African science, the sunrise and the sunset is not the same anymore. And since we have mentioned sunrise and sunset, again, those who have manipulated, enslaved, and continue even to this day, they have used the science of the movements, the science of the equinoxes, the science of the solstice and all of these different things. So that's why in the previous part of what I'm speaking of now, we spoke of the whole Easter. And it's all about the sun, the eastern star. So when you see people around here, Sunday morning, they're going to the beach for Sunday sunrise service, to watch the sun come up. And of course, Easter is aligned with the spring. The Easter is aligned with the 21st of March. April's Fools. Wow. The sun inside of the fish constellation, or the fishes in Old English constellation. So the fish is so symbolic at this time in many forms. So here we have the Christ again. The Christ that was swallowed by the fish that went into the belly of the beast for 3 days and 3 nights. That's Jonah. The Christ type, the Christ figure, the fish. That's why Christ's symbol was the fish. Again, the symbol of Christ was the fish. And this is why we never said this in the other program, but he was surrounded by all the fisher folks. Fishermen on the Sea of Galilee, boats and fish. Because the fish is a symbol of fertility again. When you open the fish, you see all the caviar inside. The fish is the symbol of fertility, so they have a lot of eggs. And therein again, why the Easter bunny, this ain't got nothing to do with us. This is them using our ancient craft. It is a craft, but they have been real crafty with it. They take our ancient craft now and project it back to us in some real spooky Scooby-Doo ghost form. Here we have a rabbit now, laying eggs. And we laugh, ha ha ha, and we know rabbit can lay eggs, and gee, not knowing this is pure paganism. When you talk about paganism, witchcraft to its fullest, it's them foolishness. Your fuzzy bunny and the egg well painted up too. Easter egg hunt. It's all about orgies and sexual parties. This is the origin of their fun and games that they try to craft in with the understanding, because there is a true understanding of the cycle of the sun. We never worship the sun. There is a comprehension of the cycle of the sun. That is one of the main foundations, the cycle of the sun, that we use for our expression specifically of our theology and the understanding of God, our quote-unquote religion. This is the origin. That's why simply Ra is the sun. Even Akhenaten that throw away all the gods, he's still left with the sun, the Aten. So the sun is always a foundation principle symbol for understanding the whole cycle of creation and creation itself, and the God figure, as they call it, God. You understand? So they have crafted the same sun. This is what I'm showing you. Easter. And them and this the Son of God, they've crafted that. The whole feathered snake, they use that for their healing principle. As Christ said, as Moses lifted up the snake in the wilderness, so shall I be lifted up. And the snake Moses lifted up was to heal the people. So they craft it and utilize it. Talk about reverse psychology. And that's why sometimes when you drop their stuff, you tend to throw the baby out with the water too, the bath water, because you so don't want to have nothing to do with them. So they come and give you Jesus Christ. So you throw away Jesus and you still throw away Christ. Yeah. It's reverse psychology, man. Them killers know how to work on us. You know? So that's why you see again, the rabbit always seen as a symbol of multiplication, because the rabbit multiplies. So the rabbit with the egg obviously is a symbol of fertility. That's where life comes from. Crack the egg, you get the sun symbol again and the sunny side up. So it's all about the science of the sun. It is our craft again. This is why I'm so glad that we have been doing this series, and it has even led us into this Easter period. And let me say, I'll be uploading a very important video to the YouTube dealing with the resurrection of King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. You may like, what? Yeah, you gotta listen to it, man. And it'll be there before Good Friday. It needs to be there before Good Friday, you know. So give thanks, my brothers and sisters, you know, for your presence. And I hope this was a level of comprehension, you know, as we continue to flow and go. Make sure you continue to stay tuned to Radio Anu, radioanu.com, radioanu.com, the international flavor, the universal spice. As we continue to go, remember the Mystic Vibration is a program that comes to you when? Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the hour of 6 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. Not necessarily Eastern time, Eastern Caribbean time. I think Eastern time tends to change sometime from 1 hour to the next hour, but the Eastern Caribbean time is standard time and it never fluctuates. So give thanks for your presence with us. If you know your Bible and you do not know your history, your knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. And Asante Sana. That's thank you very much just for being with us. All the power and might and majesty. Do give thanks. And of course, you know, the Mystic Vibration is now 21 years in existence. And we are celebrating our 21 years in the elements now on Radio Anu, which is the broadcasting station that has been established even less than a year ago, at least to the doing of this short video. So the Mystic Vibration is a program that carries us into the other levels, into the ether, yet still well rooted and grounded on the earth, directly dealing with geopolitics and of course food, clothing and shelter. Mystic Vibration is aired on Radio Anu every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from the hour of 6 p.m. to approximately 8 p.m. and that is Eastern Caribbean time. Many ones are concerned within the time frame, although we do rebroadcast the shock of the hour, which is basically the key component, that which carries the quote-unquote meat of the Mystic Vibration, outside of our news briefing and commentary, outside of our Kiswahili word of the day, outside of our introduction, and of course the music that we also provide. We are now offering the shock of the hour. Keep in mind, the shock of the hour is the principal part of the Mystic Vibration. It is within the shock of the hour that you literally get the conversation, the reasoning, or the discussion of the day. Sometimes there are even interviews. So the shock of the hour, we are offering the shock of the hour now specifically by subscription to those who follow, appreciate, and even want to be a part of the family of Radio Anu. So if you miss the mystic vibration previous night, or if because of work or whatever it is, you are not getting to listen to the mystic vibration, specifically the shock of the hour, now you can subscribe specifically towards the shock of the hour, a monthly subscription of only 50 United States currency dollars, and you will get every edition of the shock of the hour the evening after it is broadcast, and it will come straight to your email, straight from us each and every day. So every episode of the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour, Monday evening, by Tuesday morning, you have it in your email. Tuesday evening, by Wednesday morning, you have it in your email. Wednesday evenings, shock of the hour on the mystic vibration, by Thursday morning, or even before, depending on the load that we have, you'll definitely have it in your email. So as I said, that is a monthly subscription specifically, and that is only $50. Now that is 16 or more programs, 16 or more episodes of the shock of the hour. And the shock of the hour is not just yap, 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 talk, talk, talk. We specifically take our time, obviously, and make sure we orchestrate a proper program to bring to the people that will uplift your meditation, uplift your thoughts, uplift your knowledge at least, inspire you, motivate you, even encourage you to change or even get better at whatever you may be already involved in of right. So the mystic vibration is definitely a service to the soul, and I'm sure many of the individuals who are listening towards this message understands the value of the mystic vibration and understands the value of even the shock of the hour. So a subscription of $50 a month for almost 16 hours of the solid gold isn't really nothing to, to cry about at all. So that is really not a steal of a deal, but that is a blessing that we are giving out now. And of course, ones could show whatever appreciation they may have towards such a work, and that will also assist us even in continuing the production of the work, so you can definitely get the information. And to keep in mind, the mystic vibration doesn't have a price. It's aired once again every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, free of cost. No one has to pay to listen it. You may only have to pay on your end or whatever services you're using. But outside of that, we have it there free of cost, and it may be rebroadcast at some other time during the day or during the same strong where it may be produced. That is the case. But you could now add it to your archives, add it to your library, even if you listen to the mystic vibration every night, which is good that you get it live. It would be still good that you literally subscribe and literally get it mailed to you every day, and you could stack it in your library even for your own record and keeping. So again, we are now offering the shock of the hour, which is the key component of the mystic vibration. The shock of the hour, the key component of the mystic vibration, which of course it is exactly what you know about us and what we're all about, the knowledge and the information and the inspiration and the different levels. We'll be definitely doing series, which is going to be key, especially if you heard one program and then you missed the next program, but then you come in on the other program, there'll be a big gap there. No, that is not going to work at all. So especially when these series come up, and basically the mystic vibration in general is a series. So when these specific series come up, you'll definitely want to get your copy of such. So as I said, give thanks. You know how to contact us. Our contact number, area code 1-268-728-3162. 1-268-728-3162. You could call or WhatsApp, and of course our email, priestisaac27@gmail.com. And of course you could still attempt the Black Shepherd at live.com as well. And of course we are very thankful, as I said, for your presence with us, and it will be wonderful and blessed as we continue to do such works in righteousness. So yes, subscribe, not to the YouTube channel. Well, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know most of you have already done that, but subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And all you have to do to subscribe is contact us, and we will tell you exactly what to do. Keeping in mind, it's just $50 a month to be a member of that subscription family. Give thanks. Holy Manuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed Lord.